Hi guys, so it's been a while since I've done any of these, so I am just checking some last minute details. Just to say, this is also a kind of like a tester as well, just to, well, say, make sure I've got everything set up and connected and it is going to work. Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've done one of these, so especially now that I've moved into my new sort of setup. Yeah. Right, I'm just going to be painting, well, painting an Ork Space Marine, so you'll be able to see any second now. And yeah, hi, it's me. So yeah, following on from the video that came out today, the good old sort of Titus Space Ork or Spork. Yeah, actually before I made this one, I started kit bashing a load of well, Ork Space Marines, and that's what I'm going to be painting. These are for obviously a kill team, but when I do play kill teams, I like 6-man kill teams because, well, I've got memory like a sieve, so it keeps it nice and simple having just 6 miniatures to move around the board. I mean, this is kind of why, as much as I really want to play the full Warhammer 40k, yeah, I have enough problems just handling 6 people. If you can leave a comment to let me know that obviously sound's okay, picture's okay, and everything else is okay, that'd be great. Because say, I want to try and get into a pattern of doing sort of 1 or 2 maybe live streams a week. So yeah, so this one is just like a little tester. I don't know how long I'm going to be painting for. It's more just to check that I've got everything up and working. So yeah, if anyone can hear me, there's a few people out there, not many, but there's a few of you out there. If you can hear me, yeah, if you can leave a comment to say you can hear me, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here chatting away to myself, which I kind of do sometimes anyway, to be honest. And yeah, so these are little guys. Will be a video obviously coming out of me sort of kit bashing these and obviously the full painting. But yeah, as it is nearly October, I couldn't wait. I wanted to crack on and do some orkish kind of builds and paints, really. So yeah, this is going to be a little kill team for me, which would be pretty cool. The sound is soft. Barely hear me. May try turning your sound up, just because on my screen it shows my microphone setting is relatively high. If I go any higher, then it goes into like the red bar, which would then make me sound crackly and the rest of it. Although I'm not getting chat coming up on my screen for some reason. Right, so that's, yes, that's not working. Again, say it's been such a long time since I've done one of these, and it does seem like the streaming software isn't connected to the other software that I normally use. So let's get rid of that, because otherwise I've got too many things up on my screen. Yeah, so if you can try and turn your sound up just to check, Melvin, just in case it is your sound that's low, as I'd rather not turn my sound up just yet, because say the old microphone thing will go a bit nuts. But again, this is where, so this is a bit of a tester one for me to get things sorted. So when I do start doing live streams more often, it is literally a case of I just push a few buttons, away I go, everything works, tickety-boo and all that. Right, so let's go onto my channel, because at the moment I'm getting no, well, I can't see what you guys, if you are sending any messages. Because the other thing I normally do as well, I normally have like a little earpiece in, so I can hear myself sometimes, just to check that that is working. Unfortunately, again, because I've only recently moved into the place, I have a lot of boxes full of bits and pieces. So I do need to go through and, well, sort them all out. Right, let's drag that over here. That's what I'm going to do. Pop out chat. Inspiration Wizard sounds fine. Awesome. As I say, I don't really want to turn my volume up anymore, because otherwise it will, my little thing here will go into the red. But cool. So I can now see any chat that comes up, which is good. Move that box. Again, live streaming, it's one of those things. It's simple when everything is set up and working. Then yeah, it's the simplest thing to do. Which again is why I kind of enjoy doing them, because if I'm going to be sitting at my desk doing some painting of like a little miniature like this, then yeah, I might as well go live. And if anyone wants to watch me sort of painting them sort of real time, you can. So obviously you've got six lovely orcs in Space Marine outfits. These are Warhammer figures. These aren't 3D printed, so these are Warhammer figures kit bashed together. The only difference I've really done with these is I've distressed the armour quite a bit by putting little scratches in and plenty of bullet holes. Because obviously in my mind, these orcs, if they're taking someone else's armour, then they would have killed that person, obviously, to get the armour. So yeah, all the armour, loads of scratches, bullet holes galore. And then yeah, good old Slapchop painting. So as you can see, I've already primed, or actually primed these with a green. Some of the orcs I've done in the past, I found, well, priming them in purple is really good. The green goes on top of that really nice. Unfortunately, I'd run out of purple, so I just primed them in green. And then I dry brushed them. But then I did something a little bit different with these ones, because I actually did, rather than like a zenithal highlight from the top, I did, well, I guess it's a reverse zenithal highlighting, because I did it from below and used a black primer. So the underneath, yeah, got hit by some black primer, which is pretty cool. Greg, yours sounds soft too. Okay, I'll have to have a work. Well, let's see if I can turn the volume up without it, say, going into the red. Right, I'll go a little bit more. Right, okay, how does this sound? On my little bar, I'm hitting the yellow. Whether that means I'm going to go tinny, crackly, or whatever. Yes, okay. If there is any problem with the sounds, then definitely let me know, because I want to try and smooth everything out in this little live stream. I'm not going to be live streaming for very long. Typically, when I do a live stream, yeah, generally go about 3 hours. Sometimes I've done a lot more. Sometimes I've done a little bit less if I get a headache. But otherwise, yeah, typically sort of 3 hours is a sort of a rough kind of guide to how long I would be live streaming. But say this one, probably only about, well, maybe even an hour. That's better. Oh, cool. Cheers, guys. Yeah, so again, I've not done this for such a long time. And whenever I do a live stream, and I haven't done it for a long time, I use Streamlabs. And whenever I go onto it, say I've not been off like a year or so, there's so many new updates and differences. I like things that are simple. Simple, easy, plug and play. Which generally it can be. But anyway, if you watch my videos as well and my live streams, you'll waffle, which is so weird, because in real life, I'm not a big talker. I don't talk much at all. But for some reason, when I'm sitting in a room on my own, looking into a little camera, yeah, I can waffle. So yeah, keeping these simple. Slapchops, obviously the green I used. What green did I use? So one of my favourites is definitely Gilly Dew. But that's not what I used in this one, I don't think. Yeah, I think no, it's not that one either. because Charming Chartreuse, I can barely ever say, that's another one of my favourites for doing green orcs. I'll have to have a look. Yeah, when I come to edit the video, I've already done some filming of this, so I should be able to find out what I used to paint this with. But yeah, so say cheers guys for being here. So this is just a little tester, just so I can get everything working. But yeah, cheers for being here. Juicy Juice, Connor McDonald, Greg Hagan, Inspiration Wizard, and Melvin, is that Nilsman? Apologies if I do pronounce any names wrong. Two reasons for that. One, obviously I wear glasses, so I can't always read my screen. And two, I'm just pants at doing reading voices. Forest Sprite. I think that is another one of my favourites actually. Yeah, so I'll have to sort of watch the video that I did earlier to see what green it is. But it's certainly, yeah, it's a green that I do like using. So these, the armour, I think I'm going to be using good old Magic Blue. Because there's two sort of types of Space Marines that I kind of use as Kitbash. One is your typical Space Marine, and the other one is the ones that I really like, the fancy ones with the cloaks. And I'm sure they're normally green. Again, tell me if I'm wrong, because when it comes to spacemen, or Space Marines even, yeah, I don't really know much about their lore, clans, or whatever it is, like that sort of stuff. I generally paint things because of the colour I want to use, really. So yeah, but I'm going to do sort of this Magic Blue for these. The other thing is when I do live streams, I am filming bits. It's kind of out of shot, but I've got the camera literally right in front of me and a light just above that as well. So I will be filming every now and then, just because obviously whatever I'm doing here will be turned, yeah, it turned into a normal video. Cool. So I do use, can't even talk. I always do a little bit of filming, showing obviously what I'm doing for the main video. Then I'll stop the filming, and then I can obviously do more talking, more chatting, and all the rest of it. So yeah, whenever I go quiet, it's normally because I'm trying to concentrate. Not that that helps going quiet to concentrate, to be honest. Yeah, that's enough filming of that little bit. Yeah, so guys, I hope you saw my video earlier. The big old chunky sort of Space Marine 2. Really enjoyed making him. I say, this is what I do love kit bashing. Whether it's sort of Warhammer figures that are off the sprue, or whether I'm messing about 3D printing bits, and then yeah, just sort of sticking them together. Really enjoyed making the goose. I say, if you have seen the video of this, go check out. This is where I've got such a bad memory. I've forgotten the guy's name already. But yeah, I was messing about looking on YouTube. Again, I love watching people make stuff too, because obviously you get lots of tips and tricks that way. And there's a guy, what was the guy's name? Oh, this is where, honestly, I wish I had a better memory. It sucks having a poor memory. Admittedly, I've had a bad memory all my life. But yeah, it can be a pain in the butt. Right, so where is it? So I only did the video earlier on this morning and I've still forgotten. Mini Axe Crafts. Yeah, go check him out. So there's a link in the video where I made this thing on how to obviously make some real nice sort of fleshy, ooey gooey guts and gore. Really simple technique, because obviously I love simple techniques. Just using normal sort of the resin. Not normal resin, UV resin. Yeah, UV resin, obviously some red paints, and curing it partly while stirring it, and that gives you this lovely globby looking stuff, which just looks like innards. Absolutely love it. So yeah, go check out Mini Axe Crafts. Right, so for the moment I am just literally painting my little Ork kill team. As you can see, they've nicked some space armor. Well, nicked. They've taken space armor off some dead space marines. And yeah, just normal, good old Slapchop painting. But obviously batch painting as well. So I'm going to paint all 6 of these little figures at the same time. Well, obviously one after the other. Just because, again, that makes things a whole lot quicker. So I have to keep checking my screen just to make sure that whatever I'm using or painting can be seen. Because sometimes I do have a tendency to, more so when I'm sort of filming for a video, I kind of forget that I'm filming for a video. So sometimes I'll paint something and then all of a sudden I start moving it nearer my face or away or somewhere just to make it easier to paint it. And then before I know it, it's it's no longer in shot, which is kind of cool. Hi Kidari and I am MeTV. Yeah, the blue. This is again with all the paints I ever use. There's always favourites I have. So in the blues, there's some favourite colours. Greens, there's a lot of favourite colours in the greens. Browns, all the rest of it. But yeah, one of the blue ones, good old magic blue, always seems a nice, strong, vibrant colour, and pretty sort of near the sort of space marine sort of blue. So yeah, this is obviously my go-to. Well, this is what I used. No, I didn't actually use this, did I? I did highlight. No. Ah, yeah, because I use dipping inks as well. So I think for the big chunky guy, yeah, Tenebris Blue Intensity inks. Again, this is why I always paint the lids as well, because there's some colours and they look nothing like their lids. Yeah, this one's this one's not too bad actually. So it's obviously darker than it looks in any of these bits, but yeah, there's a paint somewhere, and so yeah, it doesn't look anything like what it should do. So first thing I always do, paint the lids, and I slap chop the lids as well. So they're normally painted black, dry brushed in white, and then whatever speed paint, dipping ink over the top. Maybe you just can't remember when you had a good... Well, that could be true. Although I know I always had a pants memory because at school I didn't like any lessons that involved remembering anything. In fact, my favourite lessons at school was art, graphics and design technology. So pretty much anything to do with sort of making stuff has always been my favourite. Plus, typically, I only kind of remember what I need to remember. Or sometimes, anyway. Yeah, the other thing I do need to get set up as well. So typically, whenever I'm painting, I'd rather have like the TV on or a program on, a film on, or I have music. So at the moment, obviously I'm sitting here in quiet, which is so bizarre. So I do need to find where my little earbuds have gone so I can plug them in and I can have a bit of music. Typically I listen to like 70s and 80s sort of stuff because obviously I am pretty old. Or I'm watching box sets or a movie. But yeah, sitting here with nothing on's kind of hard work. Oh, and in regards to say doing the sort of live streams, typically I kind of guess I normally do them in the evenings. So yes, there might not be a set pattern. I mean, over the years, so I've had this channel now just over 4 years, and every now and then I do try and sort of do live streams and sort of like set a regular time to do them. Doesn't always work though, because obviously like just life generally kind of changes things. Although now having a studio to work from does make things a whole lot easier for me to be able to sort of live stream at certain times, because I can just have everything set up ready to rock and roll. So again, I don't know if you saw the video where I made the sort of Space Marine 2 Ork thingy, but in there, oh, it's not to hand. Yeah, I bought a radio controlled car. Something I've wanted to do for ages is buy a radio controlled car, like a half decent one. I think it's about 60 quid, so it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't obviously anything like expensive. But then sort of convert it, kitbash it, and make it into like an Ork vehicle, just so I can obviously have fun making it, and then I can take it outside, set up some like little cameras on the floor, and then just have it zooming around. So I think it's going to be a combination of 3D printed parts. And I've got quite a few box sets of Ork vehicles and stuff. So yes, I can't wait to have a go at doing that. I'm such a big kid. I've always wanted to have a radio controlled car, but especially an Ork looking one. I mean, how long it'll last before I crash it and break it, who knows. The Holy Wife made put, yes, yeah. I'll have to admit, all the army paints are sort of whites. Yeah, they definitely aren't white. Again, like you're saying. So Holy White, again, I don't know how well you can sort of see that on the camera, but it's grey. Whereas this is where I really do like the. Oh no, that's not it either, is it? Yeah, the Green Stuff World Dipping Inks, they've got a white, and their white is good. I say, I mean, this is like a grey mist, and this one's obviously, it's a little white, but a little bit grey. But there was a white one, which I don't seem to have on my desk. But then again, just moved into this place, turned one of the rooms into a studio, but I've got boxes galore of a variety of bits and pieces, and one of them does have a lot of paint. So yeah, I've still got to dig out all my main paints that I use. But yeah. Smashing Gamer, does the paint go in cracks and automatically go darker? Yes. Yes, this is where speed paints, they do all the work for you. Again, this is obviously painted with the same colour, but as you can see on the sort of the top, it's a lot lighter. In the little grooves, it's darker. So yeah, basically it kind of, because it comes on quite wet, so it pools, as in it sort of goes into all the little nooks and crannies. So there's more paint in them, and then when that dries, yeah, it's a whole lot darker. Which again, for someone like me who's not that good at painting, these do all the work, and they make whatever you paint look, well, half decent. So yeah, so definitely you can see that. Obviously, this dude in his muscles. And especially his face. So that's just painted with one coat of paint, but as you can see, there's a variety of different shades of the green. So definitely darker, well, definitely on his muscles, definitely darker in the recesses, and nice and light in the raised areas. So yeah, anyone new to sort of painting, definitely get sort of army painter speed paints, contrast paints, Green Stuff Gold dipping inks. There are others, but they're the ones that I've kind of used, and they all work perfectly well. And yeah, so they are kind of what's made me enjoy painting miniatures, because they do make it so easy. Plus, these paints you can put through an airbrush, which I have done in the past, and something I will be doing again, because I've just got a little paint booth behind me. So yeah, not that I've done much in the way of using the paint gun, but it is something I want to do more of, just to sort of, well, get better at it. Alright, just a little bit more to paint on this one, and then I'll go on to another one. So again, doing like painting loads together really does sort of speed things up, because obviously I've got some paint. Again, using these little kids poppet thingies, these are just so cool to use, because the paint stays in them wetter for longer, but then when it does dry, it dries and you can just pop it out. So obviously these things obviously pop from the underneath, or turn it around and pop from the top. But yeah, so the paint stays wetter longer, but then when it dries, it pops out because it doesn't stick to the silicone things. So again, cheap little kid's toy, works perfectly as a paint palette. Yeah, I definitely need to get my earbuds sorted. I say it just sounds so quiet in here, especially obviously when I stop talking. It's definitely quiet. Yeah, so in the video where you'll see me painting these, you'll also see me kit bashing them, using a little bit of green stuff where needed for like the back of the neck, and some of the arms where they join the body. Yeah, you'll see the whole process basically. So with my videos, guys, if you can share them anywhere, that would be wonderful. As I obviously I'm trying to get to obviously 100k subscribers. Still got a fair old way to go, but with your help sharing my videos, yeah, that'll go a long way to me getting there. Right, I think I'll paint his helmet in the blue, and then we'll go on to the next one. So say this live stream is going to be reasonably short, just because, well, I just wanted to sort of check I had everything ready. But I think the sound still seems to be okay, which is good. So we'll keep, again, whatever settings I change now, I can keep them. So next time it really is a case of just pushing a couple of buttons and away we go. Yeah, that looks good enough. Got to paint obviously the little gold sort of winged thing on his chest. But yeah, I think that's enough blue for him. Russ, wish your Slapchop turned out as good as mine. Okay, when you do the dry brushing, do you dry brush so there's like, because obviously when I do the dry brushing, pretty much most of him kind of gets covered. But say I did do something a bit different with this chap, or with these ones. I actually had these upside down and then used the black primer to kind of like reverse zenithal, just so underneath bits, well, as you can see, the underneath bits are kind of like darker. Again, it was just me having a bit of a mess around, just to try. I like trying new things, really. So yeah, so these were primed in a dark green, then dry brushed white, as you can clearly see, and then upside down. Yeah, I sprayed, again, the good old rattle cans, a matte black primer, just to make the underneath darker than the top, which I think you can quite clearly see kind of works well, quite well, hopefully. Is that 35 people watching? That's not too bad for a first stream, I guess. Well, it's really weird though. When I first started this channel, because I started it during the second lockdown, all my videos got lots more views than they do now. When I did live streams, I think I had about 200 viewers watching. And this is like within about, I don't know, a month or so of me having this channel. But I think because it was during the lockdown, obviously so many more people were sitting at home. But yeah, I did used to have more views and more sort of people watching, which is really weird. Yeah, doing YouTube, it's like highs and lows. It's quite a fun thing to do, but also quite a not negative thing. But yeah, so what I always say to people, if you're going to do YouTube, you really need to do something on your channel that you really enjoy. So that's why, as much as this is my income, I don't see it as a job, because what I'm doing I really enjoy. and just having fun with everything. So I started this channel 4 years ago during the second lockdown, purely as a way of keeping myself busy and doing something. I used to be a wedding photographer, but I stopped doing that when I became obviously full-time doing this. But yeah, during the lockdown, obviously no weddings, no work, sitting at home. Something I used to love as a kid was Blue Peter. So yeah, definitely making things has always been fun for me, and therapeutic. I say it's just a nice way to sort of sit, chill, and relax. Even more so now that I love painting miniatures. Although you could say kit bashing has always been something fun. Kit bashing, scratch building, well, kind of all the kind of things you'll see on my channel are all things obviously I do love doing. Go for it painting. Hello, how are you? Gizmo Talasar Blue. No, this is good old Magic. Magic Blue. Yeah. Again, it seems sometimes it goes on darker than it actually looks. Say these lids are slap chopped, just so obviously I can get a nice accurate look. But yeah, sometimes things do seem to still look a little bit darker. But it's definitely a good rough indication of how paints are going to look. So yeah, so this is going to be a 6-man kill team. So I love playing kill team, but generally whenever I do, I always play 6-man teams, just because I find them so much easier to remember what they do, and just the whole moving them around the board. It's a lot easier. And the guy I play with, he generally goes for 6-man teams as well. I think for the same reason, really. Again, this is why, as much as I really want to play full Warhammer 40k, I just think there's going to be too many pieces on the board for me to really, not necessarily like know what they're doing, but to have fun. Yeah, I think there'll just be too much going on. And definitely kill teams is more fun. It's faster paced. And yeah, it's just cool. Plus, I play with my mate, so that's why these guys, I mean, I've got a whole variety of like weapon loadouts and the rest. And obviously I've got one definite clear looking boss. But we play the rule of cool. So this guy, I mean, he's got a chopper and a little gun. But he might actually use a big gun. But we obviously let each other know what each one does, just so they're aware. And obviously if I did use a big gun, then maybe I would go with obviously someone with a bigger gun. But yeah, playing the rule of cool, so much more fun. So the weapon loadout, we try and get it so it looks roughly right, but it doesn't have to be exactly right, because I'm never going to play in any tournaments or competitions. And I say it's just me and my mate playing, having a bit of a laugh. So yeah, that's why we can have fun. And mix and match the the people that we play with. It's like I've got I'm trying to see. So I've got tons of kill teams, but I've only got a few that are actually sort of out at the moment. But one of them was a Judge Dredd. I used to love Judge Dredd as a kid. Good old 2000 AD magazine. So yeah, I do have a Judge Dredd kill team. But again, their weapon loadout isn't sort of what it should be really, but it roughly looks like it. And the main thing we always do, you'll always have one that will be obviously the captain, the boss. He'll always look different. And yeah, if they have got like a large big gun, then we'll typically go for something that is two-handed as opposed to a single little handgun. Again, this guy's got a rocket launcher. I'm not sure if any of the kill teams that I've played with 6 players have a rocket launcher. But I think it looks cool. so that's why I've gone for one with, well, a rocket launcher. John Hensman, did I start with the Spru thing? Yes. Yeah, it's funny because I was watching some of my old videos the other day, and I think one of the first Spru videos that I did, I made the Great Unclean one. I made the whole thing out of Spru. Yeah, I kind of fell into this Spru. But then I started making all sorts with it. And yeah, I enjoyed making stuff with Spru Goo. The only problem is it takes quite a while for you to make something, because you have to sort of obviously melt the stuff in acetone. Then you have to sort of form it into whatever you want to do it into. Then it needs to dry. So yeah, anything I made with Spru Goo would take at least a week, 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks to make something. Which is fun-ish. Whereas these kind of guys, I picked these up. Well, these actually started this about a week or 2 ago. Did some kit bashing, blah, blah, blah. Straight onto the painting. Nice and relatively quick. Whereas Spru Goo, you got to do something, leave it to one side. Do something, leave it to one side. But yeah, if you take a look at my Spru Goo videos, I've had to go at making all sorts with Spru Goo. The biggest thing I made was the, is it called a Tau Manta? That big bird looking plane. Absolutely huge. And that, I can't even think how long that took me. And even then when I finished it, it wasn't completely finished. It still needed some bits and pieces. But yeah, I think it got to a stage where I just wanted to be able to see what I could make with Spru Goo. Oh yeah, so, yeah, and the burger. I made a huge burger out of Spru Goo. And fries. As well as battle tanks and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, Spru Goo was fun. Yeah, I think the first thing I actually ever made, I say it's really funny. The only reason I got into Warhammer Orks is because when I made this channel up, I wanted to make a little diorama with orcs in it. But that was like orcs with a C and not the K. So I went on Amazon to find some orc miniatures. And that's when I came across Warhammer. I'd never heard of Warhammer before. But then, like most things, I get hooked. I get hooked too quick on certain things. It's like, what's the other thing I'm hooked on? Zombicide. Still haven't played the game yet, but I've painted quite a lot of the miniatures. I've got the normal Zombicide 2nd edition. I've got the Black Plague one. And I just recently got Army of the Dead, which I really want to get out. Because I've got the box sitting up there. I've had that for a month or 2. I've not even got stuff out of the box. But yeah, I need to get stuff out of the box for that. Anyway, I'm waffling. What was I talking about? I don't know. Loki Ward went from 40k to Kill Team, and now playing Modulorca with your kids. Yeah, see, Modulorca I liked. And again, yeah, like you say, with the kids, yeah, my son and me sometimes have played Kill Team. Normally a bit more of a simplified version, just because it makes it easier for him and for me. But yeah, I like, yeah, because I kind of see Kill Team kind of like playing chess, but just a bit more fun and better looking miniatures, really. Although again, that being said, now I've got more room, and I really want to make a sort of dedicated gaming table, because I want to make a gaming table that's got like the big TV in it, so I can use it for playing Dungeons and Dragons. But I also want to have a go at doing Kill Team on like a big TV as well. Yeah, again, I've got loads of ideas. Now I've got room to make some bigger things, bigger projects. Yeah, you're going to see a whole sort of variety of kind of newish sort of stuff that I can do, rather than just miniatures. Well, it's still going to be miniature. It's just going to be a big miniature. Gizmo, you're French. Sorry for your English. Well, your English is probably better than my English, buddy, because I'm pants. Love your job. Congratulations. You're an inspiration. Oh, awesome. Cheers, buddy. That's very nice to hear. Casper, work with kids 10 to 14-year-olds. Used to play 40k. Been away for the hobby. But you want to introduce the kids to your hobby at work. Yeah, it's like Kill Team's got to be one of the best ones then, really, isn't it? Plus, again, from a financial point of view as well, it's a much easier one to get into when you can buy just one box for still about 30-40 quid, but get enough miniatures, start a Kill Team, and yeah, go from there, really. Obviously, Kill Team boards, I've gone mad. I can't help but keep making different Kill Team boards, because obviously I love making things anyway. But yeah, I think I've made 4 Kill Team boards now. I've made one that lit up, and I've got a smoke machine I put into it, so you'd have smoke coming up through some of the grills. Another one I kind of made into a suitcase, so it folded up. Never quite finished that one, and I don't think I even made the video for it. But yeah, I made a kill team that was kind of in a suitcase. I've made a smaller kill team board, and I also made one for like the original when I first started playing kill teams. Was it Into the Dark? Yeah, so it was like to do with that sort of one. But yeah, I love kill team. Again, nice and simple, fun, easy. Games don't take too long to play. And I say, me and my mate, rule of cool, just having fun. So I'll just paint all of that. If there's any bird on there, I'll paint that afterwards. Just when you think you're finishing, there's always another bit sneakily underneath that needs a little bit of another coat. And I swear, as much as obviously batch painting is quicker, sometimes I do miss a little bit, and then when I'm painting a different colour, it's like, oh man, I have to get that colour out and put that on there again. Casper, what game system would I recommend to use for an introduction? One-page rules, kill team, combat patrol. The one-page rules, I've only briefly seen it, but yeah, that's a good one to go with. Again, anything that's free as well, because I say I'm not quite cheap. I would use the word frugal. So when it comes to paying for stuff, if I can get it for free, then yeah, I'd rather have it for free. So one-page rules is good. Yeah, kill team's good. Modulorca, I say Modulorca is especially because obviously I love Orks. So Modulorca is another perfect one because that's free. So you don't have to obviously use the Modulorca miniatures. You can use, well, whatever miniatures you've got. But the rules are there, which is good. Again, it's a nice simplified version. Because that one pretty much, that's what me and my son have played. Because that one pretty much does have, say, one boss. I say in this case, the boss, good old claw hand. And a big old pack on the back. Yeah, it has kind of like one boss. And then pretty much everyone else is of a similar sort of nature. As in, they'll have a gun and an axe. So that's a nice, easy one. Combat Patrol, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like Kill Team, but just on a little bit of more of a bigger version. So say Kill Teams are typically between 6 and, is it 11? The one that's got the most? I'm not sure, but say whenever I play Kill Teams, I always like picking Kill Teams that have just 6 players, because it's nice and easy. I think the Combat Patrol maybe have about 30 sort of miniatures in each one. And that's something I have thought about playing, just because obviously there's more miniatures, and in this case more Orks. Yeah, it's always good to have more Orks. But yeah, any of them kind of are good. Gizmo, continue paint or lines will. Yeah, that is the only thing with speed paints, especially on like smaller areas. It's fine, but yeah, when you sort of get to painting something bigger, because it dries pretty quick. So if you start painting here, you need to paint the whole of that panel in one go. So if you started painting and then went over here or over there, that would dry. When you go over the top with more speed paint, you're then going to have some areas that will have like 2 coats. So that'll be darker, and yeah, you'll see lines and bits appear. But that's why, again, say this stuff, the old speed paint, you can stick it in the old spray guns. Again, you need to be relatively quick to get like a whole area or panel done quickly. So yeah, speed paints are great for smaller things, because say even with this, like his backpack, you can see some areas that are like darker than others, and that's because it started to sort of dry, and then I've gone to a bit of another area, come back, and it's overlapped. So yeah, speed paint's awesome for small things, big panels, especially flat panels as well. Flat panels are just pants. Yeah, this is where I love getting a miniature with lots of detail. The more detail in it, the better, because that's when you get the pools of paint. And yeah, speed paints will work perfectly and make it look like you've done a real professional job, because there'll be lots of areas that are like darker and lighter, and it'll just look awesome. Is it Roussel? Hello, how are you? Hope you're all well. Dirtbag D took the plunge, started to paint Hero Quest because the videos introduced. Oh, awesome, that's good. Never painted any minis before. Just prime, dry brush with the doors. Wish you luck. Yeah, good. Cheers. Well done, buddy. Yeah, that's why speed paints, they make you enjoy painting, because they do all the work. You can paint something and it just looks great at the end, because it has the highlights and shadows and all the rest. As opposed to having to sort of paint a light green, then a dark green, and then all the rest, which can get complicated. Yeah, speed paints, they just do it all for you in one quick go, which is cool. Gizmo, milliput in the necks, yes, because obviously stuck the heads at the front, big old gap at the back. So yeah, I used a bit of the old green stuff in there, and that worked really well. Yeah, cheers for it. Go for it, painting. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And guys, the video I put on today, this one, if you haven't seen it already, it'd be awesome if you could go and click on it, see how I sort of, well, this was 3D printed Kitbashed. So basically it's 3D printed, but there's a variety of bits from different model makers, and then I just put them together, which again I love the fact that I can 3D print stuff whatever size I want, and then make something like this, yeah, and have fun painting it, which is just awesome. So I'm such a big kid. I love what I do, and the fact this is how I sort of earn my money is even better. But there you go. Right, so let's paint the big boss. He can be a bit of blue. Right, I'm going to film another little bit, because again, whenever I do live streams, wherever I'm painting will be made into a video. So I need to remember every now and then that I am doing a video, and I do need to sort of hit the play button every now and then just to record it. So what I'm going to do is we'll have those like that, him like that, just to show I am kind of batch painting them. Isaac, is this my first live chat? It's my first live chat in a long time. That's for sure. I can't even think when I did my last one. Probably a good year, maybe more ago. I always say I want to get into a routine of doing sort of live streams every week. Whether it's the same night each week or not, I don't know. But yes, that's why this live stream is going to be quite a short one, because typically when I do a live stream, they go for about 2-3 hours, because I'm sitting here painting. So if I'm going to sit here and paint, I may as well do a live stream, and you guys can watch me sort of real time painting. But yeah, so this was more of a check just to make sure I've got the lights right, cameras right, more importantly the sound right, so you can hear me. And yeah, I think everything seems to be working okay, because then once everything is okay, for me to do a live stream, all I've got to do is click a few buttons, and away we go, which is obviously then nice and easy. Although typically when I do paint or make stuff, I'm normally doing it during the day. So yeah, I don't sort of stick to like 9 to 5 hours, because I don't like having to stick to certain hours. Basically, I paint when I want to paint, which pretty much is every day, because I just love doing this. But yeah, typically come the evening is when I like to sort of have a bit of downtime, chill time, watch movies. But even then, sometimes I might watch a movie but still pick something up to paint it, just because I like painting. So yeah, so this is my first live chat in a long time. Yeah, Casper, sounds really cool with the suitcase. Would love a video on that. Yeah, unfortunately, I did film myself making the kill team in this case, because, well, obviously I made the case for everything. But like sometimes I get bored of projects. Not normally, but just sometimes. So I filmed most of it. I pretty much finished it. All I needed to do was put a handle on it and a latch and a few other little bits. But then I kind of went on to other projects. Well, I'm always working on about 2 or 3 projects at a time anyway. But I was doing other stuff. I never kind of got round to finishing it. And then when I moved, it was a case of, do I keep it or do I bin it? So I binned it. So because I binned it, I then deleted all the footage I had taken thus far because I couldn't show the thing really like fully completed. So yeah, so unfortunately you're not going to see the kill team I made in a kind of case. But on a good note, it just means that I might have to go and make another kill team in a case just so I can show you, well, how I've made a kill team in a case. But say, I love making kill team boards. So I think my favourite one though so far probably has been the one that lit up from underneath. You could change the colours, and it also had tubes on it so that I could plug in my little smoke machine and have smoke coming up through some of the vents inside the kill team board. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Just realised I haven't pressed play. Right, so give me a second, guys. This is my concentration face. Yeah, it's not much of a concentration face. Just because otherwise I kind of forget that I am meant to be making a video here as well as doing a live stream. So, right. We are recording and then I can start painting. But the reason that I say I'm doing a concentration face is because when I am filming myself, do whatever it is I'm doing, in my head I'm kind of thinking about what I'm going to be saying at that particular time when I come to edit the video. I say with the videos, I don't script them. I'm kind of guessing it's pretty obvious to tell I don't script my videos. I just basically edit the footage together. I normally shorten bits, speed it up like painting wise, just so then you get to see more of what I'm doing in a shorter period. And then I just sort of do like the voiceover. So yeah, so that's why I don't really script it. I just like winging it and talking about what I'm doing, and then typically obviously waffling, and then start talking about this, that and everything else. So say for me, I don't want what I do to turn into like a proper job, and I think if I scripted videos it would feel too much like it was work. Yeah, I'm getting old now. I'm kind of like, I see what I'm doing as being semi-retired. I'm having fun. I don't have a boss. And yeah, I am really being a big kid. And I'm just making stuff. Right, let's turn that off. And that's why, guys, that's why I do always say in the videos, I'm just going to put this on charge because it's running out. Oh, turn off. That's why I do say in all my videos, let me know what you want to see. Because as much as I've got loads of ideas of what I want to make and what I want to do, sometimes I do have brain farts and I run out of, not necessarily run out of ideas, but I like to try new things. So that's why sometimes if someone sort of says to me, oh, go check out this game or go check out this miniature model or whatever, and do something with that, that's what I really like, because then it means I am doing something new. Which again, I love doing new things. So that's why every now and then as well I do like collaborations with other YouTubers, especially when they have a brief of what we're meant to be doing. Again, because I love that, because it means they're sort of telling me this is roughly what we're doing. Go ahead, make something that fits this brief. So yeah, I really enjoy them kind of videos as well, because it is just so much fun doing something that I wouldn't normally do. Or doing something where I can try and incorporate orcs. Orcs, you can incorporate them into anything, I think. I like turtles. Yeah, me too. May I ask what holders are? As in, what the paint holders? These are ones that I made up. Yeah, so there's quite a few things that I sort of 3D print. I love 3D printing stuff. So this is 3D printed. I made this up. This is on my Patreon page. And obviously good old dry brush holder. textured dry brush palette even. Get there in the end. Yeah, this is just 3D printed. Oh, ignore that. That was the the blood, guts and gore that I messed about with that. Yeah, so that was 3D printed. Obviously, good old logo on it. And the good thing, obviously, that I always say about 3D printers. So I've got, obviously, these holders I print for my normal miniatures. But then I printed some nice big whopping ones. And this is obviously what he was glued on to make me able to hold him. So, yeah, again, 3D printing. They are the best thing. Sliced bread, all that kind of malarkey. So, yeah, a little bit different. This was like my original design that I made ages ago. This was obviously in a smaller version. But then I found that bit that I hold, like that, it needed to be deeper. So that's why I kind of stretched it out. So, yeah, so they do fit nicely in my hands. And they, obviously, I can twizzle it around. But yeah, so guys, there's lots of things on my Patreon page. I am now going to be getting back into a routine. Again, now I've got my own space that that's always set up with all my bits and pieces. Yeah, my Patreon every Monday. So yeah, tomorrow that's come around quick. Every Monday I'm going to do a video for Patreon and my members here on YouTube, which is basically going to be like a roundup of what I'm going to be working on that week. As well as obviously showing more bits on my studio. I will be doing a tour. Again, I always feel bad when I say studio. It's a spare room. But obviously it sounds much better when you say studio. Studio, office, den, workshop, whatever. Yeah, so in the Monday, every Monday, there will be some videos on my Patreon page just going through what I'm currently working on and I say showing a bit more about my workspace. I will do a video eventually on YouTube showing my workspace, but because I'm still moving in, I've got boxes everywhere. Plus, I want to get lights in all the shelves, so everything's lit up and looks decent. But yeah, there's so much to do. The usual thing. It all takes time, time and money, like most things. So it'll be done eventually. He says one day. Isaac, I love the videos. Thanks for doing it. It's always a great treat when I get to chill and paint along. Awesome. Cool. So I know a lot of people do watch my videos when they're painting and making and doing stuff, which is great because that's kind of what I do when I'm sitting painting. If I'm not watching, say, a movie or binge watching some series or with music, then yeah, I have YouTube on and like say, Mini Axe Crafts. That's how I sort of came across that channel. Just by sort of browsing, flicking through. I think it might have come up on my homepage. I'm not too sure. Can't really remember. But yeah, like most things, you start watching one video and it's like, oh yeah, I enjoyed that. Let's watch the rest. So yeah, had a little binge watch of a few of the videos. And I might be doing a collaboration with them. So if they're watching this, I mean, I did briefly sort of put on one of their videos about I'd be up for doing a collaboration. So yeah, just going to contact them and see what they fancy doing. Obviously, I say I'm a little bit premature with my October. I couldn't help myself. Again, I think it's because I moved in and then realised just how many boxes I've got of Ork stuff that kind of needs to be played with, needs to be kitbashed, assembled and painted. So yeah, I'm kind of in the swing of doing Ork stuff, even though it is still September. But what's in a few extra weeks? Right, so I'm going to paint this dude, I think, and then I'm going to call it. Say, normally I will do longer live streams. This one purely was more of a test to just check how things look. So I need to get the lighting right, because obviously my hands seem to be blown out, as in the colour. But it's always tricky, because the lights... So I've got a light here. Bosh, obviously, there's a light there. Typically this, normally, when I'm painting, would be about here. So yeah, so there you go. So my hands look better, because the light's not too near. But, as you can see, it kind of blocks my face. Which I know some of you guys are probably saying, yeah, that's a good thing. But, yeah, block the eyes. What's it? Yeah, something like that. Does that look good? So yeah, I need to try and do it so that my desk is lit up enough, because obviously I am filming bits, so I need to make sure the desk is lit up for that. But say obviously now the light's further away. Yeah, my skin, my hands look normal, but when I put that out of shot of obviously my face, that's when you get these like blowout white bits. So yeah, so I need to try and work. So if I go too high, then it kind of obviously you'll get too much of a shine off my head for starters. But then it's obviously then too dark on the desk. So I say that's why it's quite annoying that is the perfect height that I normally have it at. And yeah, skin tone on the hands, good. Just got a bar in front of my face. Could still be good. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm just, yeah. If you watch my videos, you'll see I do waffle quite a lot. Right, let's leave it there for the moment. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, so again, I need to try and work out locations of things. Because the other thing is, when I've currently got the webcam that's obviously seeing my face, it's very high up. So I keep obviously looking into it, because obviously I want to make it look like I am interacting with you guys by looking into the webcam. But it does need to be a bit lower. So I need to try and work out how I can have it lower, because it's currently sitting on top of my screen. Again, I'm going to have a little bit of a play around with bits and pieces, but at least the settings for the sound are good. The webcams are obviously both working, which is good. Just need to work out where I'm going to put my lights. So they're good, basically. Gizmo, love this work. 15-year-old Ork army. Wow. You made Scott Ork berets. Oh, cool. With green stuff. On the same trips, you're better. Well, again, this is why. So this is why I love Orks. I love like Orks themselves. They're obviously the look of them. I love. They're big, green, chunky, and all that. But I love their sort of mentality. Plus, I love the people who love Orks. I love their mentality, because they're very much like me. Don't take things seriously. And that's the other thing with like Warhammer 40k. I've seen some like live, or not live, but actual like gameplays. And a lot of the people that play the games, again, sometimes they take things far too seriously. Which, again, would put me off playing games. Because I play games to win. Because obviously that's the reason why you play a game. But I play it more to have fun. But some people take things far too seriously and kind of ruin everything for everyone. But that said, people who play Orks, because Orks, they're not the best sort of all-round team. From what I've heard, they might be. I'm not sure. I'm only going on what I've sort of seen and heard. Yeah, they keep getting nerfed or kicked or put down. But people play them because they're fun. And that's what it's all about. So that's why this hobby, for me, this hobby is fun. So yeah, that's why I like Orks, their mentality, and the mentality of people who like Orks is very much the same as mine. And again, I'm waffling. I haven't got a clue how I started talking about this. Right, let's get him painted, because I was going to paint him and then stop. So let's try and get him painted. That's the other thing. When I do live streams, whatever I'm working on will typically take me about 20 times longer to do than if I wasn't live streaming. So if I was just sitting here painting these, in whatever time I've been doing this, I'm not even sure how long I've been live streaming, I probably would have painted these probably completely, as in everything. But yeah, whenever I do live streams, obviously I'm chatting with you guys, which is what I want to do, because that's the fun bit. But yeah, it does mean I don't paint anywhere near as much as I should do. And making things, if I'm making stuff as well, yeah, there's more waffle than making and painting. But again, that's the fun of doing live streams. It's about being here, chatting with you guys, and just having fun. But I say, I do need to get my earbuds, because it's far too quiet. It's almost like eerily quiet. Well, when I'm talking it's not, but when I stop it is. Right. Yeah, so you can definitely tell this guy is the captain. Obviously, big claw hand and this huge. I always used to think these were jet packs at first, but they're like battery packs, I think, aren't they? Again, when it comes to Space Marines, I don't really know much. Saying that, when it comes to orcs and clans, I don't know much. I'm more of a visual person, so I'm more about how things look than the meanings behind them. We'll paint all of this. So the chance that I might paint that grid in the centre silver afterwards. But sometimes it's just easier and quicker. Just get paint on there. And then afterwards I can go around, touch bits up, finesse bits, make bits look how, well, probably how they should be. But initially, yeah, just get the paint on. So what is the actual time as well? 1/4 past. So yeah, because I think typically with live streams, I would probably start around 7. 7 in the evening till about 10 at night is kind of the times that I used to do. Again, it's trying to find that nice balance of when most people are on. Because obviously, the more people are on, the more fun. And yeah, I want to try and sort of live stream when I can get more people, obviously. Right, I'm sure there's some bits I've missed here and there. Right, we'll just do his shoulder pad, and then I'm probably going to be off. Right, let's have a quick look at comments first, though. Oh, Miniax Crafts, you must have heard me talking about you. So yeah, Miniax Crafts, guys, is the one I was talking about earlier. Yeah, go check out his channel, because obviously he's the one who got me onto using UV resin to make ooey gooey guts and gore. Again, watch my video because I kind of show a bit of, yeah, so Miniax Crafts, I've kind of nabbed a little bit of your footage and put it into my video, just showing obviously using UV resin, a bit of red, and then using the old sort of curing light thingy, and yeah, giving it a good old stir, so you're kind of semi-curing it to make it, well, ooey and gooey. So yeah, cheers for that, buddy. I did say I would nick that off you, and true to my word, I have nicked it, that little bit off you, because it works so well, so easy, and yeah, it's well, I think it definitely makes some nice ooey gooey looking blood and guts. So yeah, love it. And yeah, we do need to do a collaboration, I think. Sven the Succulent. That's the other thing. I love it when people have some really cool, fun names. Yeah, Sven the Succulent. Hello, first time catching the stream here. What should I call you? You can call me whatever you want. Typically, people call me John, I guess. That's my name. But yeah, now you call me whatever you want. Yeah, this is the first live stream I've done in I don't know how long. Well over a year. So this is only a quick little live stream just because I wanted to test my webcams and my lights and the mic and all that. So I will be doing regular live streams. Not sure what the times are yet, because as I was saying earlier, I'm sitting here painting some stuff. Then I might as well do a live stream. You guys can come along, watch in real time. Although, like I just said, whenever I paint doing a live stream, it typically takes me about 20 times longer because I stop painting like I have now and I waffle. But it's fun. It's fun. So, yeah. That's what this hobby is all about. It's having fun. Copying what other people do. So, cheers, Miniax Crafts, as I copied you earlier. Yeah, so guys, if you haven't seen the video where I make this, tut, why not? Came out earlier today. This is something I need to try and work out what times are best, because I have changed times several times when I release videos. I want to get back into, well, at least once, well, I do about 2-3 videos a week sometimes. But yeah, go check out the video for this. I'm waffling again, so because I'm trying to wrap up, because I'm going to go and have some dinner because I'm not eating yet. So guys, love it if you can go watch this video. See how I did the ooey gooey guts and gore, as done by Miniax Crafts. There's a link in the video where I do this to his channel, and it says a little bit of footage where he does it, and then you'll see me do it, because it is so simple, so easy. Just like I'd say again, you'll hear me say this lots. I love things that are simple and easy, but give you good results. And making the blood, guts and gore certainly is one of them. Yeah, but yes, go check this out because I really had fun making this. Come out really well, really pleased with it, and yeah, anyway, enough of that. Go watch the video. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyway, no, definitely waffling now. This is something you'll find as well when I do live streams. So typically I do them for about 3 hours. If I don't eat during the live stream, I do go a little bit nuts at the end. Again, this is the thing because I'm hungry at the moment, and when I get hungry, my mind or brain turns to jelly or blood, guts and gore. And yeah, so I do waffle, but I'll waffle even more when I haven't eaten. Right, what am I doing? I'm going, that's what I'm doing. Right, yeah, I'm going to check some comments and then I'm going to go. But guys, cheers for being here for now. So this was just a little tester for me just to make sure all my bits and pieces are working, which they seem to be, which is great, because then next time I do a live stream, literally it's just a case of me pushing a few buttons. Oh, let's put him back there while I'm waffling. Yeah, pushing a few buttons, away I go. And yeah, I say I'm just sitting there painting. You guys are sitting there probably painting and doing whatever you're doing, watching. And yeah, we can all have a bit of a chat and find out what we're doing. Anyway, what's going on? Again, apologies, I'm probably going to say your name wrong. Francois? Marion, new studio or just backdrop? Been a while since. Yeah, I've moved. I've recently moved. So I have a studio. I have a spare room. I have a spare room set up just for this hobby, which is awesome. And what gets me is I've gone from a 2-bed place to like a 4-bed house. But the amount of stuff I had in a 2-bedroom flat is just ridiculous. Again, there's lots of cupboard space because I was up in like the attic. So it was like sloped roofs, and in a sloped roof was lots of like cupboard space. So if you look around, there's absolutely tons of stuff in this room. And I can't believe it was all put into a little, or came from a 2-bed flat. I will do a studio tour at some stage. If you're a patron, you would have seen me do a little studio tour. So every Monday I'm doing a video on Patreon and YouTube members, behind the scenes sort of stuff, what I'm currently working on, as well as showing you, well, how I'm getting on with my studio, because there's lots I want to do. There's lots of lights I want to put up all over the place. But like anything, it all costs time, money, and all that kind of stuff. So we will get there eventually. So yeah, so I am in my new place. Yeah, not much of a backdrop, although I have got something I might put there. I've got a little shop from Temu, and there's a backdrop of, it looks like I'm in like an old worldy library. So I might get that up sometime just to sort of look like I'm in a library. Anyway, grey shaded minis, evening to you. So I'm just about to switch off. So when I do live streams, I think typically I will be doing them from like 7 PM to 10 PM, as that seems to be a good time when most people are kind of on. So it'd be great to have obviously lots of people watching. Yeah, right. What was I doing? Checking a few emails before I go. Maniacs Craft, you saw it. Oh, cool. Yeah, well done, buddy. Cheers for watching. Came out well. Yeah, it did. Again, so simple, quick. I'd never done it before, but love it. And I'll probably be doing videos where I make an excuse to be able to make some blood, guts and gore just by doing that sort of thing. But yeah. Hub P, good evening to you too. I'm glad you like the videos. I hope you saw this one. And again, guys, with all the videos, seriously, if you can share them, that's the biggest way you can help my channel, is by sharing your videos or sharing my videos. I mean, share your own videos, obviously, as well. But no, if you can share my videos, that is the best way you can help me grow my channel. Because obviously then more people see it, hopefully they subscribe, they then share it, snowball effect, and all that good stuff. Sven the Succulent, in that case, hello John. Yeah, hello Sven. Frank was Marion again. So I'm going to call you Marion because I can't say that first bit, or not properly anyway. I sound more chipper now. I'm just happy to be back doing live streams. I say it's so weird because if you knew me in real life, I am very quiet, very reserved, and don't talk much. Yet when I'm in a room on my own, somehow I seem to be able to talk and waffle for England, which really is so bizarre because yeah, this isn't how I would be if you met me normally. It's so bizarre. Yeah, keep waffling. I know. I don't know why I do it. I don't normally waffle. I'm the kind of guy that I normally only talk not for the sake of talk. I talk when I need to talk for whatever reason. I don't normally waffle in real life. But yeah. Oh, Francois. Is that how I say it, Gizmo? Francois. Yeah, cool. Anyway, I'm really pleased there's been people actually watching because I say I've not done a live stream in a long time. And I know some channels, if you don't do certain things, then people kind of forget you. Kind of. Anyway, waffling. Right, guys. Cheers for being there. Really appreciate that. And I say it's great that I've now got everything set up. Everything seems okay. Just need to work out where I can put this light so it's not too near. That doesn't look too bad. See, yeah, see the hand still gets blown out quite a bit. Say typically when I am painting normally, this is about the height I would have my light. So yeah, the light on my desk is much better, but it does mean I've got a little thing in front of me. So I might need to work out where I can move the webcam so you guys can see me, but not have a light in my eye. Say that's too high for my desk then, really. Anyway, waffling. I can't help it. I'm going. I need food. So guys, I'm going to start by doing this. Yeah, cheers for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'll try and give more notice when I am doing live streaming. But again, typically they will probably be more evenings between 7 to 10 p.m. And yeah, it'd be great to have you guys there watching along, chatting and all the rest. Okay, guys, I'm definitely going now. You guys all take care. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.